Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you wanna know, it's the Dolphins Show. Quench your thirst for all things Miami Dolphins. They are the football kings, cause they play to win. Come on in and have some fun, whether we have lost or we have won. For all things Miami, it's Dolphins Thursday.
Hello, Miami Dolphin fans. It's time to talk about Miami Dolphins once again. It's Wednesday, basically halfway through the week, getting ready for some Miami Dolphins football as they take on the Carolina Panthers. I will be there and hopefully get to meet some of you I haven't met in person, so it should be a good time. It's up to all of you. Hey, good morning, Vito in the house. Good morning to you. And I hope to meet you again soon, Vito. I already met you once. It was super on a super rainy night, but it was great to meet you over there when you were coaching your team. It was fun. So, yes, the Dolphins, a little bit in the news, nothing too much. A-Chan, as we all know, he's going to miss some time. We get some other players in the 21-day window that should return soon, hopefully, and Nick Needham and Robert Jones. But for the most part is let's get that W this coming week. Let's move that record to 5-1. And I am for sure saying the Dolphins are going to win, which is a long way from me coming to say that because I normally do not have that much confidence. But this team, I just feel like this Miami Dolphins team will not let a bad team, and I say bad team loosely. The Panthers haven't won a game this year, but they're still an NFL team. So I should reword it a little bit and say the Dolphins should not let an NFL team that's below their standards beat them. The Dolphins are the better team this year, let's face it, than the Panthers. So there's no reason they should. Good morning. Good morning, Caesar from Facebook. Fins up. Love that Facebook crowd's growing and coming in here and finding us. Thank you, man. Hit that thumbs up or that heart. Oh, thank you very much. You rock. Hey, Michael K. I hope it's all well with you. I know you play the Giants this week. You're Buffalo Bills, so you got the same opponent we had this past week, and it is what it is. And I believe that's a Sunday night game. What an awful Sunday night games that you guys are going to beat down the Giants on Sunday night football. But hey, for you, it's all fun. You don't have to worry about that game too much. Did you hear they also saying we're the only team to fill? Yes, I did see that. But I know Michael K will have a different version of us being the only team. But you know how it goes from week to week. Everyone last week after we lost to Buffalo Vito, everyone was saying, "Oh, we were just frauds." This week we win again and Buffalo lose, and they're saying we're the team that can compete against Kansas City. But yes, I do believe we can match points with Kansas City better, maybe. But the Bills are good too. There's a lot of good teams early in the season, but it is fun, Vito. I agree that we're finally being mentioned among the good time. Banged up Monday, I believe. Well, I know the Bills really are banged up. I know. Hey, John, another Facebook, good, awesome fan from Facebook too. Another super duper Facebook Miami Dolphins fan hitting here today. Oh, and as you can see, I think it goes without saying, I'm flying solo. My couple of my co-hosts can't go this week, but that's all good. It doesn't matter because you guys are in the room, and it makes talking about the Miami Dolphins fun. To join, you're welcome to join the show. I'm dropping the link now. That's why I'm looking down, guys. So there, I just dropped the link. You guys are welcome to join the show if you want. I'm pretty sure all you guys do believe the Dolphins. Even Michael K believes that the Dolphins will beat the Panthers this week. And I say even Michael K because Michael K is a diehard Buffalo Bills fan and remembers the days of the Super Bowl losses of the Bills. It's like I remember the days of when Marino lost the Super Bowl and David Woodley and Don Strock combination, but it was just Woodley in the Super Bowl that played. We lost that Super Bowl to the then Redskins, now in Washington, whatever they want to call themselves these days. The Washington football team, the Commanders, whatever. It was the Redskins back in the day when the Dolphins played them. But so I'm like in that same age with Michael, I remember those days. But it'd be good to get the Dolphins back to a Super Bowl. Yes, Michael K. The Dolphins over Buffalo. We're going to get over you guys eventually, and it's going to be good. Oh, Eric, another man. All you guys rock. Thank you so much. I'm a little down about the A Chan news. I know we have other good backs, but man, that kid is he's like electric. He's so much fun to watch. I know Mozart, he's capable of taking it to the house every single time too. But just seeing that smaller little guy run up in there and just like poof, he's gone in an instant. I really, it's just but he tweeted out he'd be back better or not whatever you call it on Instagram. He Instagrammed out, messaged out that he's going to be back better than ever. So I did see that yesterday. So hopefully he does recover quickly and he gets back this season and gets back to pick up where he left off. But he was really, up there in the rookie of the year conversation. I mean, if we're all being honest, he was that playing at that level. Heck, he was playing at all pro level, Pro Bowl level, not just rookie of the year level. He was playing super. He's just, I'm going to miss that, but hopefully we get him back sooner than later. Mozart's going to be good. He's good. He's solid. He's going to run up and he can be gone to the house too. Ahmed would step up again now because he's kind of got put on the back burner with how Achan rose out of nowhere as a rookie and just started dominating. So Ahmed had a little bit of an injury. Achan took advantage of that. Boom. Now it's up to Ahmed to take advantage and get his playing time up there and make some big plays for our Miami Dolphins. And yes, this week I am super confident, which I am normally not. I'm normally that Dolphin fan that's waiting for that other shoe to drop and just saying, oh, here we go again. This is my same old Dolphins. But this time I really feel like there is no doubt Miami's going to take care of business against the Panthers. By how much, I don't know. But at the end of the day, they would come out on top. Let's see what Eric. Good morning, Thursday. Oh, man, I took it off by mistake. Hopefully we see Brooks. Yes, I like Chris Brooks, the running back out of BYU, undrafted free agent. I know he went to some other college right before BYU too, but he came directly from BYU to the pros. And I would like to see him. He's big, powerful. He had some really good blocks this past game when he actually took out a defensive lineman or a linebacker, some guy bigger than him, and he just leveled him. Kaboom! That was fun to watch. And so, but now maybe he can get the ball in his hands. Let's pound that rock in there instead of having Tua throw crazy goal line passes. Let's have that pound that rock in there, get that ball in that end zone, and just play some bully ball. That's what I want to see. I did bet over. I did bet on the over for Dolphin fumbles this weekend. Well, thank you, Michael K. Whatever, doesn't matter. All I know is, man, I did have prop bets for everything. Hey, heck, but that's crazy. I hope we don't lay the ball on the ground that many times. We have a couple times recently. We need to stop fumbling the ball for sure. But anyway, and yes, I did see that the Dolphins are favored by 14. That is insane. We were favored, we covered the double digit point spread against the Giants. Let's see if we can cover against them. I'm not the guy that gambles per se, but I do try to just see more or less where the Dolphins fall. Because when we go against the Eagles, we're going to be the underdogs. So the past couple of weeks, though, we were double digit favorites. So, and once again, I think the Dolphins should be a double digit winner against this Panthers team. With that said, any given Sunday, yada yada yada, but the Dolphins get it done. Get it done. That's it. Let's be 5-1. Let's hope to get some of our players back by the Eagles game. Unfortunately, A-Chan probably will not be back by then. Obviously, Ramsey won't be back, but maybe we can get a Nick Needham. Maybe we can get a Robert Jones and then to be a backup offensive lineman. Something in there to help. Jalen Phillips hopefully can be returned. He should be returning this week from all the reports I'm reading because they said he was very close to being a go last week, but out of abundance of caution, they held him out one more game. So let's get that young man back up there, start living up to his potential because I keep on saying, oh, Jalen Phillips is going to put up monster numbers, but then there's always like some little setback. And he's missed a couple games of injury this year. I think 3 games with injury this year. So let's get that young man back on the football field and and see what he can do. Let's get to those quarterbacks, not give them all day like we have in some games. This past game, the Dolphins got a little more pass rush. Granted, it was against the Giants, who gave up 11 sacks just the week before we played them. So, hey, good morning, Kohler. Good morning. Anybody, guys, I got the link in there. If you guys want to join. Good morning, Steve. There's one of my normal co-hosts, but Steve is out there being busy today, so he couldn't join. But thank you, guy. Oh, that reminds me, if you are in here, please give me a fins up, which is a thumbs up there on the tube or Facebook. But guys, I think you guys all agree with me. This is a different feel because the Dolphins have had many seasons where they start off hot and they look good, but this is a little bit different feel. You feel like this team is legit. Yes, Buffalo pointed out some flaws. Our defense needs to step up. That's for sure. Without a doubt, our defense needs to step up. We have to avoid the turnover bug. We turned the ball over 3 times against the Giants, against a good team. That's going to come bite you back in the butt. Steve mentioned that last night on his show on the Real Talk Fins Talk. Oh, I'm getting honor of having Kohler come in. Hold on, let me get him up here. Hey, good morning, Kohler. Thank you so much.
Good morning, Thirsty man. I figured, we've been trying to get together. Might as well click the link while it's here, man.
Yeah, no, it's great, man. You're always, I always tease with Steve Malloy, who's a fan of you too. I always say, Kohler, man, I don't know if he ever sleeps. Every time I turn on YouTube, the man's on either early in the morning to late at night. I'm like, man, that guy in the middle of the day, Kohler is there. I like it. If I ever need
No,
a
I
dog
only sleep when everybody's trying to get a hold of me. That's the only time I sleep.
Well, hey, that's great because it's awesome. If I ever need a Dolphins fix, you're almost guaranteed to be there on the Fins tailgate. You guys are awesome over there. You Shake Money and El Capitan and all the whole crew over there, Ali. All you guys rock. You make it fun for us. Always on the air. It's in the morning, like I said, the afternoon and the night. We can find you, Kohler. So are you? I know you are a little more like on the Steve side. Speak it like it is. But are you confident like this Dolphins team's a little different than other Dolphins team that started off the season with a decent record?
I actually am. My confidence is growing by the week, growing by the play. If you think of it like that, I mean, you start to look at certain things. I've been taking a look at the projections lately. We're getting around game 5 where, sure, it's still early, but a lot of times when you look at projections in sports, especially baseball, because it's so consistent,
Right.
you can start to really get a fairly accurate picture of how things are going to project out, and, at the quarter season mark, yeah, things could be still all kinds of football still to play. Many things can happen, but all things being equal, you will find that at the end of the season, no matter how up and down the line goes, the projection you make at 4 or 5 games in is usually pretty accurate. Supposing nothing changes, like supposing everything stays the same, no crazy injuries across
Right.
the
Of course.
league and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And right now, it's looking better than it has in 30 years. I mean, even when we were on a good 9-1 run with Tannehill back when Gase was here,
Right.
the projection still showed us as falling below the wayside by the end of it.
Right.
Or even the last couple years, like last year, we started to look real good. We started winning a lot of games, and Tua is looking great. But even then, projections still 9-8.
Yeah.
No percent chance to go deep in the playoffs. All those kinds of things,
Yeah. And
because it is what it is. Buffalo is who they are, and we've been who we are, right? Well, now you look at the projections at 5 games into this season, a game lead on the Buffalo Bills, and we're projected now for a 12-4 record.
no, man, that
And
would, hey,
and
yeah.
that's without having to round up too high.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, 12 and or maybe 12. Remember, we play 17 games now, and you're like me, old school. 12 and
12
4
and
used
5
to
is
be.
what I meant to say.
Yeah, 12 and
Yeah.
5. I know. Hey, you're like me, color that 16 game schedules
Yeah.
ingrained in
12.
the
Yeah,
brain.
I've been having to train myself just to speak in wins, 12 wins, 13 wins, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah, yeah, I
it's
know.
too
But no,
hard to
you're right.
remember.
Yeah, no, you're right. And this past game, like, would have been a classic game that the Dolphins let the previous week linger, and then they come
Mhm.
out and turn the ball over like they
Or
did.
even last year with the mistakes we made against the Giants, right? The three turnovers,
Right, could have
this
cost.
or that. We might have won last year, but that would have been not a quality win against a bad team. We would have said, "Oh, win is a win is a win," and we know we wouldn't have really felt that way.
Right, I
So
know.
we
That's
still
it.
put up our 31. We still won by almost 2 touchdowns. You know what I mean? Like we're
Yeah, no,
supposed to against the team like that. And yeah, we made mistakes that cannot happen against the team like the Chiefs. We get that,
yeah,
but we still did what we needed to do, and
yeah.
we can move on to the next week.
No,
One
I
other thing
agree.
though, we are now projected. We have a 97.6 probability, 97.6% probability to make the playoffs.
Hey, I like that.
That
But
is
hey,
identical to the Chiefs' probability.
hey, that's awesome. But like digging in the trenches says, yes, one game at a time. And that's how we're
Hmm.
fans and we look ahead sometimes. But you're right. The Dolphins are taking it one game at a time. And that's why I have no doubt that they're not going to just beat the Panthers this weekend.
Yep. And
Because they,
the most encouraging one of them all is we have overtaken the Bills with a 55% probability of winning the division to their
well,
43.7%.
Well, Michael K, speaking of the Bills, he says you still have 7, I don't know what 7 unwinnable games. I would figure he's gonna say Philadelphia, Kansas City, and his Buffalo, but and if he's thinking Dallas is unwinnable, I don't know. I don't know who else he would think as is an unwinnable. Tell me your
And
7 games, Michael K.
traditionally, that would reflect in the projections. In other words, no matter how good we are right now, the projections would still show we're going to not have a great season by the end of it. And that's
Right,
not what they're showing right now. They're showing,
right.
you know, we're favored. We have the best probability of winning the division. We have the best probability of making it to the conference game.
Hey, I
Now,
love it.
as you
Hey,
go
Miss
deeper, yes, the percentages start to flip. Obviously, if Buffalo overcomes that and makes it deep to the playoffs instead of us, they have a better chance of beating the bigger players. So, in other words, their chance of winning the Super Bowl is about the same as the Chiefs, 15%. Ours
yeah.
is 12.8%.
Wow. Hey, I take it, man. You're the numbers, man. Hey, Newfoundland says won the first week, well, lost the second test against the Bell. Not looking past any team, but we need a better showing against
Mhm.
Philly. Yes, for sure, Newfoundland. For sure, we better not have that Bills repeat game that we
And that's
had.
the irony that I was leading to. The Eagles are 5-0. The 49ers are 5-0. By the way, the 49ers at 5-0 are projected to have the highest projections across the board than any other team in the NFL. So they're kind of projected to be the NFC representative in the Super Bowl currently. They have a
Yeah, well,
38 they have a 38% chance of winning the Super Bowl. That's the best
yeah.
chance of anybody in the league.
Yeah, no, you're right.
However,
The 49ers are legit. I'm afraid to make well, I know no one
right.
being a Dolphin fan, we always worry, oh, can some team run the table? I know they have the Eagles on the
Well, here's the thing: is that the 49ers at 5-0 have all those high projections, and they're projected for 13 wins. However, the Eagles are also 5-0, yet they're not projected for as good a record as Miami, and their probabilities of making it deeper are not as good as Miami's.
well, I don't know who well, maybe it's from
Which
this.
makes you think is the math, is the statistics and probabilities indicating that the Eagles are in fact the pretenders.
Yeah.
I think the Eagles should be more worried about us coming into Philly than the other way around. To be honest with
Hey,
you.
I would love that because that game scares me. That's a game when I was looking at the schedule. Like I said, I'm not normally the schedule by schedule, but if I just glance at it real quick and the seasons, I go oh, on a Sunday night when it was announced they have to go in not only into Philadelphia, but a Sunday night prime time. These crazy Philly fans are going to have been partying all day. It's going to be loud and crazy in there. But hopefully the Dolphins do go in there and put up the show you think they're capable of putting up. That's what I'm
And how
looking.
about the storylines, man? Number one versus number one.
Hey,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, no, it's great. And oh, Mitch Finns was in here. If you're still in here, Mitch Finns, thank you for stopping by. I dropped the link earlier. If you want to find it and come in, that'd be awesome. But all you
it'll
guys,
be the pride of Alabama versus the Alabama stepchild,
I know. Hey, it's wonderful. It's just another great matchup. Hey, it's already like a
and
Alabama
the first
matchup.
time they faced each other in the regular season.
Yeah. Hey, Tua's going to have 3 Alabama matchups already under his belt by the time that Philadelphia game rolls out because this week coming up. So it's just like all the Alabama guys are facing each other. Luckily, Tua's, well, obviously, Philly's Alabama guy. He hurts. He's not hurting too bad. He's doing pretty well. But, hey, let's just keep those victories coming against the Alabama quarterbacks. That would help a lot. So, oh yeah, I guess, man, when you think about it, because after Philadelphia will be play, who knows who's going to be starting for New England by then, though. Who knows? But hey, it could be
Yeah,
another. It could be a
they're
whole bunch
gonna.
of Alabama guys in a row that
And
are facing.
Belichick's pride is probably gonna, be a spoiler for a lot of teams going,
Yeah.
late in the year.
Hey, Scotty, if he sees, Scotty's been in here saying that the Patriots are doing a secret tank and they're going to end up getting Caleb Williams. So that would stink if that really that. Hey, Jesse Johnson, fins up. Hello, if you're please throw a like or subscribe if you're new to the channel, Jesse Johnson. But yeah, I don't know, Kohler. Like I would love it, man. 12-5 sounds great. At the beginning of the season, I predicted without just going game by game, this overall gut, I said the Dolphins should be 11-6 with a floor of 10 wins. With this team how it's constructed. So that's looking.
And I understand where people are coming from that we got to get, we got to beat some of these better teams and prove we can and this and that. And I get it because 12-5 could literally be 5 teams. In other words, we could beat 12 teams that we're supposed to beat and lose to 5 teams that and you got to think, well, you can't really expect us to win all those games or even 2 or 3 of them, but we should
Yeah,
be able, in order to show what we are, we should be able to beat one of them, and one of them would give us 13 wins, which would signal that we are that team because
right.
really nobody's really gotten more than 13 in the past couple of years
Yeah,
consistently. So the other teams aren't doing that either. The other teams are beating up on the lesser opponents and then getting 1 or 2 signature wins throughout the year to get that 13 wins. 12 and
no,
5 means that we beat everybody we should have and nobody we shouldn't.
yeah,
13 wins means we beat at least one of these good teams and would
yeah. No,
signal
hey,
that we are,
that yes.
for, contenders.
No, that's what I really want. I want them to beat one of the. I do call the Chargers. I know their record doesn't look all that great. The Chargers are a pretty good team. We
Mm-hmm.
beat them, but like you said, I do want a little bit more.
Well,
You do have to
well,
either
it
beat.
may come down to it may take 13 wins to win our division. So it really comes down to not only do you have to beat that one of those good teams to show something different, but you
Yeah,
also literally have to do it to be the dog of your division.
yeah, no,
We're not
no,
winning this division if we don't beat one of these good teams.
no, that's for sure, and that includes beating Buffalo. It could come down to the final game of the season against Buffalo. So
Well,
hopefully,
it could.
yeah, so let's
Well, that'll
do.
be fun.
That would be. I don't know. I
That
think
wouldn't
Michael
be good
Day.
for a deeper run in the playoffs, but it would be fun.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, hopefully, yeah, we're already stacked up. My dream would be that the Dolphins already have all that locked up, and the only reason they would really play their starters is if to keep Buffalo out of the
Yeah,
playoffs.
because if we're gonna go 100, if we're gonna have to go 110%, last game of the season, that's not gonna be
Yeah,
good for the playoffs.
yeah. And let's face it, we want the Dolphins to at least have one home playoff game this year because that's part of the problem, So
And there again is the key. What is the key to getting a home field playoff game? I would argue 13 wins,
yeah.
and that's
Well,
going to
winning the
require
division.
us to beat one of these good teams. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and winning the division, gets you one, and
Yep.
not only one team gets the home field throughout, and a bye week, everyone else has to play. So if you can't be the number 1 seed, at least be up there, win your division, and you get at least your guaranteed one home game that way. I mean, if the wild card team's a better record than you're how
Hey,
it is in the
and
NFL.
if you lock up the second seed, you're guaranteed to play at home as long as the number one seed is not in the playoffs anymore. In other words, if the number one gets knocked out before you have to face him, then it's coming to your house.
Yeah, I know that's what's good. So there are some good stuff. Let's see. Yeah, Michael K still going drag, and Michael K. You're welcome to come in. Moyo, but I guess he took a shot at Michael K. That's the guy whose teams lost to Zach Wilson. Hey, I know that was weird. That game of and Newfoundland, you snuck into the house. Oh, Michael K is coming in. Caller, get ready. Hello, Michael K.
What's up, boys? I just had to come up and say these Dolphin fans kill me because they put in something like, it says a guy from the team that lost to Zach Wilson, which is the same exact team that absolutely embarrassed the Dolphins 48-20.
No,
So what is
you're
he?
right on that. You're right on that. And Miss Finns, who's had you on her show before, is joining us now too. Hi, Miss Finns. How are you?
Hey, what's up, Dolphins Thursday, Color, and Mike K? How y'all doing today?
Yeah, we got to get these likes and subscribes up for Thirsty. He consistently does work every morning and needs to get some traction for it, man. He's doing a good job, and he does it every single day. So he's consistent.
That was charity week. Really? Is this guy serious?
Okay, yeah. Mamoyo is giving him it was a charity week. Hey, honestly, Michael K, I was honest with you. Your team beat my favorite team's butt that week. There's no excuse. You guys beat us. Doesn't mean the season's over for either team. Doesn't mean you guys get a banner that week. Doesn't mean we are, gave up. All it means is you guys were definitely the better team on that Sunday, and you beat our butts bad. So,
one of us was trying to win, okay, and the other was not. So y'all were trying to beat the Jets, and you lost. We didn't even show up for y'all, bro. Be real.
You know what the difference of that game was? The 28th ranked defense against at the time, the second ranked defense. That was the difference in the game.
You talking about our game or the Jets game?
Our game.
Yeah, I would agree.
Dolphins.
I would agree.
No, Jets game, I blame 100% on Josh Allen.
Except I wouldn't imagine you guys are going to be able to maintain the top three defense with the injuries that you've suffered now.
No,
I mean, you have to be honest with yourself, bro. Depth is one thing, but depth for 15 or 13 games, I don't know, man.
No, you're right. You're right, and I say no. I say it'll still be top 10, even with the depth, because we lost Milano and we lost White.
That might be fair. That might be fair, but top 10 is beatable by the number one offense.
No excuses.
Yeah,
that's all I wanted to say.
I gotta clip that. I gotta clip that now for the end of the year, Miss Finns. Good going. Thank you.
I don't know. You could have clipped it 100 years ago because I've said that consistently.
Yeah. I'm clipping. I'm too busy clipping.
We don't ever get the benefit of the doubt. How come our number one corner in Ramsey, who has been out all season long, we've had to deal with his injury. We've had to deal with multiple injuries for multiple years. I don't hear anybody, we don't actually go out and tell people we lost this guy. We were decimated. Like, we understand the assignment. It's next man up. That's the mentality for us.
You're right. You're no offense, Miss Finns, and this isn't your show, so I'm going to give it to you. Your number one corner is not even top 15 in the league per stats. Josh Allen proved that. Stephon Diggs proved that. Gabe Davis proved that last week, week 1. He couldn't cover the number one receiver.
You don't even know who I'm talking about. You see what I mean?
I know exactly
you don't even know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Jalen Ramsey.
That's exactly who I'm talking about. Who did he play for last year?
Who did he?
He played for a team that completely took the season off after winning a Super Bowl that didn't have their star wide receiver or their quarterback. He still did his job and got his numbers.
In a man-to-man, Diggs and Davis made him look mid. below me.
Yeah,
Made
and
him
who
look
was
like
throwing? Right, exactly, because Josh Allen was throwing him the ball. Do you think that he's going to put out for a team that he knows is going nowhere?
who?
You think he's gonna risk getting embarrassed like by actually trying against Diggs when he knows their team is doing nothing that year?
Absolutely, because he was a free agent.
Well, yeah, and he still earned his money because he got his numbers.
Yeah.
Well, what are
Well,
his
He
digging
just
in
numbers?
the
didn't get him
trenches.
on Diggs.
Well, digging in the trenches brings up a good point. More than anything, the Bulls just out bullied the Dolphins. They were better or stronger on the defensive and offensive lines, and that's what it boiled down to in that game. Above all, they were just
Well, and believe it, that's what the Dolphins win-loss record is going to be based on. Who wins on the lines?
yeah,
And
but the
any team
Dolphins
that
have
you
been
can't.
better though. The Dolphins have done some bully ball against, of course, against lesser teams. We're going to be able to see if they can, because the Eagles are going to have one of the best offensive lines, and their defensive line's nothing to sneeze at either. So that's going to be a tough test to see if we can continue running the ball against the Eagles. But this week,
W.
yeah, this week we just got to get that W, right, Miss Fins?
Well, what about you? Play the Ravens this year,
Nothing
don't
can
you?
stop us. Nothing can stop us. We're getting the W. We're going straight to the Super Bowl. And at the end of the day, listen, I understand that it may not seem like it's possible, but I see the path. So I'm gonna root for my team because I see the path for it to happen. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
Again, how do you see the path with a 28th ranked defense?
Because it's
Hey,
not going to be
Okay,
28th
Michael
ranked
K.
all year long.
Thank you. Because every defense stays exactly the same rank throughout the entire season. You know that players come back. You know that teams tighten up. And it's all at the end of the day about matchups.
So
If you
you
get
so
the
you think
right matchup,
Brandon
you're
coming
able to
back
go
is
ahead
going to
and
put
win.
you in a top 10 defense?
Yes, I wholeheartedly expect it.
Explain how that could possibly happen.
That's his job to do it. But I'm gonna tell you right now, having the right matchups. I already gave my team 8 weeks to be able to go ahead and figure it out. It ain't my job to do it. I'm not getting paid millions of dollars. How he's gonna do it, he's gonna have to figure it out. We have talent in this team. Figure it
How are you?
out.
on the defense.
Okay.
Obviously, on the offense, we do, but on the defense, yes, I agree. We got to get some of our guys back too. And Ramsey, we don't know what Ramsey we're going to get back, and it's going to take time. And
It's
when
next
if
man up
when we're
mentality, guys.
yeah,
I
what's
mean,
that?
it's next man up mentality. We literally lost Byron Jones last year, and we had a undrafted rookie that nobody knew step up to
Right,
the plate.
and
Okay.
So
Well,
he did.
can
you're,
it
you're
happen?
right.
Come on, man.
Next man mentality. And this coming just from a football, not even just because I can't stand the Dolphins. I don't care if you have 11 all pro players out there with Fangio running the defense. You're not going to go anywhere. He wasn't smart enough to give Cater Kohu any help at all and made the kid look horrible. And it wasn't his fault.
Another thing, Michael K. Bad teams or not, we've only played 2 home games out of 5 games, and we're 4-1.
Okay.
Like that means nothing.
Well, no, I mean, no, actually, it doesn't. Because
How do you
last year
figure, bro?
the Bills played all but one game, and they were 13-3, and they had the same amount of home and away games as you'll have
Right.
this year.
But we're not talking about last year.
So
I think
Just
with this
saying.
offense, believe it. And this is just me personally. I think you would have had a better chance to go deeper in the playoffs last year than you do this year. Even with a better offense this year and a worse defense last year.
well, I don't know about that, Michael K. I don't know, but hey, let's just see. Let's just see that we're early in the season. Let's see how it played out because I feel more confident with this year's team, and is what I was telling Kohler. I just have
You know what? And I'm here to troll. And if you ask me if I'm curious about what the Bills are going to do, yeah, I am. I don't think that they're going to win as many games as they could have with not having White and Milano.
yeah.
But we also
Excuses.
didn't have Miller last year for 2 of our 3 losses.
Excuses.
Hey, Newfoundland, thank you for sticking around. Newfoundland doesn't agree with Michael K all the time, but that's
Oh,
fine. I love differences of opinion.
New Finley. He's from a third world country. It doesn't matter anyways.
Hey,
They're
my
so
Newfoundland,
intelligent.
he
Their
sings
money has
song
to have
house. It's
different.
awesome. He
Their
breaks
money
new.
has to have different colors so they can tell what it is.
Hey, Newfoundland is awesome, man. He comes in here and he broke the Chase Claypool news to Justin and I while we were in here. But hey,
Oh, that's another one. That's great. You know
Newfoundland is
what?
awesome.
That's
I
great.
love you,
Chase
Newfoundland.
Claypool, invited cancer into the locker room.
Like
Just 'cause
really,
your
bro.
offense couldn't do
That
Are you
is
something.
such a
kidding me,
weak.
man?
That
Are
is
you
such a
kidding
weak
me?
angle. It's unreal, bro. Because
Like,
you
bro,
know,
What
get out
locker
of
room?
you
here.
know,
It
there's
didn't work out with
Diggs
them.
on
That
the
doesn't.
team. Coming from
What
How many
Brandon,
locker
times?
room?
Diggs on the team.
It
You
is
know,
3 years in the league. What locker room did he
the
actually
guy
get
is on
along
the
with?
practice squad, bro.
How
He is
many
You don't
not
think
going
times
to
it's
have
in
be
the
we
a
same
seen
locker
cancer
Diggs
room?
to
throw
anything in our
tantrums?
locker room unless we allow him in the building. He's on the practice squad,
You don't wait. You think that the practice squad members aren't in that locker room getting dressed with the
bro.
guys,
Do you
talking with the
think that
guys?
Tyreek Hill is really going to let Claypool's cancer fester? Do you really
Yeah.
think that our
Claypool's
guys in
actually
our
going to
locker
be
room are
active this
so
week.
weak-minded? You think our guys are so weak-minded that they're going to be influenced by Chase Claypool and
What
his
happened last year?
cancerous activities?
What happened last year? Didn't you have dissension in the locker room last year?
No,
A
when
weak constituted locker room. You're talking about Tyreek Hill in our locker room. Tyreek
Okay, and you
Hill
know
will
wait,
bust him
okay.
in the mouth if he
Okay,
needs
and
to.
these are all excuses and these are all projections.
Excuses? Where have you heard excuses except you guys crying
Because
about we
One
lost
you
obscure
Milano
actually
player,
and
hold
we
on, one
lost White?
obscure
Like,
player coming into our locker room, you're calling a cancer. That's a
that's all it
reach,
takes.
bro.
One you ever
that's
hear the
not an
term one bad apple?
excuse.
You ever hear the
hasn't
one bad
Diggs
apple?
caused some troubles for you guys, Michael K? Diggs like walked out of the locker room one time during, because he was angry at the team and
Well, you know
stuff.
what? Did it happen in the lock? Did you know what? Did any players come out and talk bad about what Diggs did?
They very seldom ever do. When do they,
Right,
have?
that's the
Exactly,
thing.
because you know what?
You're saying that
Whatever
Claypool
happened,
has enough pull in our locker room to affect our guys, but Diggs doesn't have enough pull in your locker room to affect it.
because whatever happens in our locker room doesn't get out because they keep it within
Okay.
the team.
Okay.
Well,
So the Dolphins can't. How do you
Okay,
think Claypool's going to
how
compare?
does the Bills fan know that somebody broke a ping pong table because you lost a game?
There's a good chance that you never even see Claypool dress for a game, bro.
But everybody's
probably.
talking about he's a red zone threat, and this is exactly what the offense needs.
And even if he
do believe
did,
he's
how
going to
many
dress
times have you
for. I
seen
do believe
guys
he
be
will
traded
dress.
to teams and be successful? Countless of times. So
Well, and you know,
assuming that
and
assuming that he's gonna be a cancer to that, not just as an assumption. That's your assumption. But at
okay,
the end
If
of
I
the
was
day,
a
well,
we
wide
don't know
receiver,
what's
and
gonna
if I was
happen.
a wide receiver for the Chicago Bears, I would purposely be a cancer too.
why did
That's
he
the
get
last place
kicked out
I'd
of the
want to play
Pittsburgh
as
Steelers?
a wide receiver.
What's up, Raccoon?
Why did he get kicked off the
Thank
Pittsburgh
you,
Steelers?
Cosmic Raccoon.
Tomlin
Same
couldn't
thing.
even
I wouldn't want to
handle
play
him.
for the Pittsburgh Steelers as a wide receiver right now either.
Well, regardless, you know what? I'm hearing people talk about that the Dolphins didn't show up against the Bills. You know what? If the Dolphins couldn't show up against the biggest game of the year for them, you think they're gonna be able to
Who
do it all
said
year
that was the
long?
biggest game for
Yeah,
us?
that's first
How is
biggest
that the
game of the
biggest
year for
game?
you
Why are
guys.
you
Yeah,
gonna assume that's
for
the
Why
you
is it
biggest
the
guys, it
game?
biggest?
was the biggest game of the year.
So playing, hold up, color, give me a second. So playing against the Super Bowl champs and the Super Bowl number twos, that's not the biggest game. It's the Bills game. Get out of here, Michael. Come on.
It's a
That
conference
is
game,
not
Miss Fitz.
Bill's
Again,
game
Pretend
is
you know what you're
not
talking
the
about.
biggest
again,
game
Pretend
Misfits.
like
in
you know
the
It's
what you're
only
year.
the.
talking
It
No,
about.
was the biggest game of the
it's
year
not.
for them,
It's
and that's
not
No,
why
our
they
biggest
showed
game.
up like they did.
We gotta play the Super Bowl champs.
but
That's the
why didn't the
biggest game.
Dolphins show
We
up?
gotta play the
Why
backups
didn't
to
the
the Super
Dolphins
Bowl.
show up?
That's a bigger game. Not
Explain
the
that.
I
Bills.
told you. I told you why the Dolphins weren't going to show up if they didn't show up. I told you why it would be before the game even happened.
Okay, then why did
Because
the Bills not show up to the Jags?
we went into that game with the intensity of a team that knew that our consequences were not going to be that bad.
Oh,
You
you
all
know what?
played.
You know
You
what?
all played like
That's
a
the
team that
spirit.
knew what your consequences would be 2 games back of the lead if you lost. There you
That's
go.
just
In your house, that's an embarrassment waiting to happen for the Miami Dolphins, and that's what happened.
and they didn't
Kudos to
show up.
you.
And they didn't
Kudos
show
to
up. So
you. Right.
Fangio
Kudos
lays
to you.
Where?
down.
And where do we sit
Fangio
right
lays
now
down.
after you guys sat in first place by a half a game for a week? Where do we sit right now, Michael K?
Why did the
You
Bills not
couldn't
show
prove.
up against the Jags? Why?
Hey, man, the
Why,
Jacksonville
Michael
Jags is
K?
let's not
Why
bring up
didn't
the
they, Miss Fitz?
Jacksonville Jaguars.
You're comparing a London game
Yes. Because
That's right.
is it an NFL game?
No,
To
they
a,
didn't.
to
They
a
NFL
didn't.
team to
Dolphins
play?
team, to a Dolphins team that was missing Jalen Phillips among many others in the game against you. So yeah, we can do this all day long.
Oh, Jalen
Hey,
Phillips.
Rob.
Jalen Phillips.
Did you forget, Michael K?
Hold
Did
on,
you forget,
I was trying
Michael
to get
K, that
you in here, Anthony.
we traveled to Los Angeles to open the year, and then we
Okay,
came all the way back across the country to
Who
New England?
cares? Who cares?
Yeah,
The Bills go
yeah,
across
and
the
you guys
country.
Exactly. So
can't
who
handle a
cares you
trip to
lost
London,
Milano?
and you
You
guys
know,
can't
you
handle
guys
a
got
trip
your
to London.
built-in excuses. You
And
got your
you
built.
guys can't.
All
No,
right,
there
guys,
is
there's
no
no reason to
excuse. No,
keep
no,
on
no.
arguing
Wait a
about
minute
this.
here. There is no excuse because we were 2-0 after that road trip.
The teams will
You
prove what
you play
will
the Chargers
at the end.
mid-season, you don't win that game.
Oh my
You play the
God.
Y'all
Chargers.
Okay.
couldn't even handle
Dolphins
going to
Thirsty,
London.
go Dolphins
In here, I
Thirsty.
would
This
like
is
to
your
have
show.
Anthony get a word in. But Michael
Go
K, how
Dolphins
about you say
Thirsty.
that Jacksonville Jaguars guys are no joke. That's a team that's going to compete all year, and they will not be an easy out in the playoffs. The Jaguars have a good quarterback, a good coach, and
Nobody said that. No, and no, you know what? You know what, Rob? Nobody said that.
yeah. No,
I
I know.
certainly
I'm
didn't
just
make
saying.
excuses.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I'm
Excuses.
just saying, though, let's not like blow off. Oh, because I saw some people laughing that the Bills lost to the Jaguars. I'm like, that's not a joke. I mean, that's not a bad team, the Jaguars. So, and I'm not trying to get Michael
Not at
K.
all.
Based on
Yeah,
how they've been
But
performing at the beginning of the season.
aren't they supposed to beat the good teams too?
yeah,
Lest
no,
they be
are.
called
They
a
are
fraud?
supposed to
Lest
beat
they
the
be
good
called a
teams.
fraud like us?
I know.
I
That's what I'm
guess
saying.
Bills are frauds because
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
didn't beat the Jags.
exactly what have the Dolphins won yet? Other than 4 games, they've only
Okay,
played
what have
against
the
one
Bills
good team.
won yet, Michael K? What have the Bills won yet?
Well, they've been proven to be AFC champions 3 years in a row.
Well, not AFC,
They've been
AFC
proven to be
East.
able to win
Bro,
13 games
don't
in a
bring in
season.
the past because we will always
Yeah.
win that
Can I say
argument.
something,
We
Rob?
will always win that
Yeah,
argument.
let
Period.
Anthony get a word in. Good morning, Anthony. How are you?
Hey, guys. How are you today? No, and for me, this is seriously what worries me about these 2 games coming up. We're going to be playing so loose and stuff like that we might come in flat against the Eagles in 2 weeks. Like, we're playing against bad teams like the Eagles and the Panthers, the Panthers and the Giants, and we're playing so loose and being so creative that I hope this doesn't backfire on us playing this loose. Like, Rob, Miss Fins, and Color. Am I being too worried about this, or is that a
Yep.
legitimate concern?
I would say short answer, yes.
Yeah, don't because you're going to play teams like this throughout the season, Anthony. Just be focused. If anything, coming off the 70-point high against the Broncos, I do agree that may have affected the Dolphins because some of them may have started believing their own press clippings about how they couldn't be stopped. And oh my God, we're the greatest thing since sliced bread. And I think they got served some humble pie, and I think would actually help the Dolphins.
We are the best thing.
Yeah, and I think
Miss Fins, let's not go that far. We haven't proven it.
Listen to me. Not only are we the best thing since sliced bread, we're the best things the AFC East has ever seen. Period. There you go.
Well, come back, Newfoundland, please. He says he's out for today, but please come back, Newfoundland. You're always welcome here in Dolphin Thirsty. Hey, Shake Money. There's one of
Newfoundland's a good one. Look. If you want me to give a little bit of a longer answer, Anthony, then I would say, I mean, your schedule is what it is, and if you're focused consistently on execution, then you're gonna win no matter what. I mean, we would win no matter what. I mean, we could look at the Eagles and all these other teams. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't even think that I just simply think that going into Buffalo last week with the mentality of a team that knew that the outcome was going to be what 4-1 or 3-1 at the quarter mark of the season, a half game behind your rivals. I mean, it's really early in the season, and at some point that what you see as playing loose and all that, I mean, at some point we have to add to our playbook, and you're going to do it against teams like the Giants. You're going to do it against teams like the Panthers. What we did against the Broncos was we weren't sure where they were at. Okay. because they got Sean Payton, they got Russell Wilson, they got some playmakers. They had aspirations to win this year. We didn't know where they were at going into that game, so we implemented our game plan as if we were playing in a playoff game, and we put up 70 points on a really bad team. We had to force ourselves not to score. Now we go into Buffalo off that high, which I don't like to think that it had any effect. I don't think the players start, believe in their own press and all that. I'm not so sure about that. It just simply is a fact. It's just simply a fact that, we didn't necessarily bring the intensity against the Bills, and they did. Because look, they're playing a game coming from the standpoint of, if we lose this game, we're going to be 2 games back behind the Dolphins this early in the season. And they had to show up. It was do or die for them in their house.
So you mean to tell me the Dolphins couldn't get up and play their hardest?
We had no reason to.
No, really? No reason? So they could say, you know what, if we win this game, we could be 2 games ahead of them and have our foot.
What I'm saying is the cards were lining up that if we both went 150%, we still likely lose by 3 in your house. Why are we going to do all that?
Because if you lose by 3, you can win by 3. If you both play at 150%.
And then if we don't, we're stuck losing to the Giants because we're gassed the next week.
And that's just a built-in excuse to say, the Dolphins are a better team. We just didn't show up. That's all that is.
Well, it's obvious, bro. It's obvious.
How is it obvious?
It's obvious to the people that make projections. It's obvious to the people that have watched any football for the last 30 years.
Well, is it possible that the Bills are just that much better that they made the Dolphins look like the team that they actually are?
Then why didn't you do that last year with our 7th round rookie?
We don't have the same team this year that we did last year.
Oh, yes, you do.
You don't have the same defense last year.
Yes, we do. We have a worse defense this year.
You're right. You have a worse defense this year.
That at this moment of the season.
And that's why we scored 48 points this year.
Yeah, at this moment of the season.
And it's going to remain the same.
Okay.
Not necessarily.
Because the minute you guys signed Fangio.
Hey, Dad Dean, by the way. Dad Dean and Cosmic Guy, both of you guys rock. Thank you. And G-Man, you rock as well, always coming in here. But, I mean, come on. Okay, things change during the course of a season. Every year, teams start. And I can say that from a Miami Dolphin. I remember when the year Marino got hurt, the Dolphins were 9-2. They got the Dallas win on Thanksgiving. And I think, things never happen like that for the Dolphins. We're going to win it all this year. They never won another game after that. So you can't say things don't change during the course of a season.
I'm not saying they don't change that drastically.
Yeah.
Can
you pretty much say
though, Michael, have all of the stuff, all of the faults that you point out, they might be valid, but traditionally those faults would cause us to be losing right now. We are 4-1 for the first time since 2003, and while we might have beat a couple bad teams, the faults that you're pointing out would usually cause us to lose to those bad teams, and we're not losing to those bad teams. So we go into Buffalo early in the season, where you guys have basically your entire season already on the line in your house, and you expect us to go 150% for a 3-point loss and take that back home to the Giants and Panthers, and then eventually to the Eagles. No, we weren't going to do that, because what happens if you guys would have come out flat? Okay, we're going in with the intensity level that we did, which was lesser than yours. But let's say you guys fall flat and we steal that win, even as the lesser grade football team that day. Now y'all are really hurting.
See, now you're just kind of implying that the Dolphins are a better team than the Bills. That's what you're implying.
At the end of the season, because
I'm simply implying that they're better than losing 48-20 to the Bills.
And I was on this show and I told Rob and his panel that the Bills were going to win because your defense could not match our offense, but our offense certainly could demolish your defense. You know, we knew you were going to put point. We knew you were going to put points up against
and
the
that
Buffalo
might be
defense.
fair at this point of the season. That might be fair because that's exactly how the game went. We were toe to toe, 14-14, and we didn't match your guys' 21. We fumbled the ball or something.
Okay, so you obviously came out. Oh, go ahead, Rob. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say no. It's like the Dolphins started off hot on offense and you guys, and then you found a way to, McDermott, whatever you want to say, they did something to change it. Maybe we were having problems, the loud crowd getting all those signals and whatever. You guys started stopping us, and then if we couldn't stop you, and the game got out of hand. That was basically what happened. But the first two drives we scored, went right down the field and scored, to keep it 14-14, and then our wheels fell off, and you guys kept the gas on the foot on the pedal. So I mean that's it. That game's a couple weeks ago. No reason to talk about it at this point, I say, because I'm a Dolphin fan. I want to get rid of it. You guys have already lost a game since then. We've won a game since then. But it's a long season, Mike, okay? And we just have to see how it plays out because you guys got tough games coming up. We got tough games coming up, and it could
absolutely.
It could very well come down to the last game of the season on who wins the division.
See, but now that's it. Now, what happens if the Dolphins lose this Sunday? Because they don't take it serious. And the Panthers are going to be hungry to get their first win.
Of course, but I don't think it's going to happen. But of course, anytime you play an NFL team, you're at risk of losing. But I'd be shocked. And in years past, I'd be nervous, Mike. Okay, but that's why I'm telling you, I have a different feeling about this Dolphins team. I'm not worrying about the teams we should beat because they've beaten.
Let me ask you this: What was the spread against the Giants?
They covered it. It was like it started off, I think, at 11.5 and went up to 13.5, and they still covered that. I'm not a gambler, so other guys can be more specific, but somewhere in that neighborhood, and so we still covered it.
That is okay. Correct. The Bills started 6.5 against the Broncos.
Right.
And that was still early in the season.
Right.
That was only week 3.
And smart money was out there telling everybody to take the Broncos to cover.
So now this being said, the Bills start out at 13.5. It's already up to 14 against the Giants. And we're missing 2 key players on our defense. And Miller's still going to be on probably a 25 or 30 play pitch count.
See, I think the Giants will cover.
And they very well could with those injuries. Because we also both of as of right now, both of our tight ends.
See, here's the thing, Michael. Okay, for the same reason that people were picking Denver to cover, I would pick the Giants to cover right now. So that could be a sucker's bet, and you guys could demolish them. I don't know. You know what I mean? Their defense is horrible.
Well, and their offense really can't score.
Yeah.
So really can't.
The next
what if you face Tyrod Taylor though?
Miss Fins, get some words in. Sorry, Miss Fins. Coming back, Miss Fins.
No, I had a call. But so you guys are talking about what the next game versus the Giants, who is gonna destroy the Bills?
Yeah, okay, Miss Fins. Talking about? Okay, yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Okay.
I can't wait to win that jersey. I cannot wait to win that jersey, and I'll send you the video of me taking my dog's muddy paws and using that.
The thing is, I can't send it to someone who's not subscribed, and you unsubscribe to me. Remember?
Trust me, I'm subscribed on all 8 names, and all 8 names are going to be in that room.
And so all 8 names are not being. I can't see your 8 names, sir. So
you can. If I have 8 devices all signed in, I'll be in that room. You won't know it's me until I say, "I got you, Miss Vince. I got you." You know why? Because Bills fans don't play fair.
You could try. We'll see. Get all 8 names in there.
I got 4 or 5 Dolphin names. I got 4 or 5 fake names. Do you think I'm a Dolphins fan? Because I actually spelled it right.
We already know you're a Dolphin fan, man. You are,
Michael K. I think you should just come out as a Dolphin. You spend way more time in Miami Dolphin shows than you do Buffalo shows, Michael K.
Yeah, because Buffalo content creators are awesome, but they don't do what we do.
Before we win the division.
Buffalo kicks me out because I speak the truth. When Josh Allen plays like crap, I tell him he played like crap. They don't like that in Buffalo.
So how come you get to ask the question and we're supposed to answer it like we're Buffalo lapdogs, but we don't get to ask the same question to you? What happens if you all lose to the Giants this week?
Then if we all lose to the Giants, then we got some soul searching to do.
Okay.
Plain and simple. But you know what?
That would be the same answer I'd give you if we lost to the Panthers this week.
All right.
When is the last time the Bills have lost games back to back?
I don't know. You had told me as a Bills
Any
fan
given
better than I would
Sunday.
know.
I think it was 2017, I believe. It was before Allen was here. He's never lost 2 in a row.
Okay. Who do you guys have after? Who do you have next up after the Giants?
The Patriots, I believe.
All right. We got the Patriots after we got the Eagles coming up in 3 weeks. Okay.
Yeah, I think we have the Patriots. No, I don't know. Hold on. Let me sign on to my laptop.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering. So,
well, no, because now I'm curious
Michael,
as well.
Did you get a chance this morning by any chance? I didn't get to ask you because I know you were supporting Dolphins Thirsty, but I wanted to make sure. Did you get a chance?
Chance to what?
To fill out the OSHA complaint form I put out for you guys.
That ain't me. You know, and that's funny that you guys got to resort to that, but no.
It's not me. It's you guys. You're fans.
So what? So
fans.
you know, don't lump me in with Bill's Mafia because.
Yes, I believe too that Michael K is actually a Dolphins fan. He just doesn't want to admit it yet. We had just come over before we win the division, and we'll take you in as one of us.
So, right, he's going to be like Ogre on Revenge of the Nerds. He's going to end up drinking the juice and becoming one of us. What?
That'll never
we
happen.
Accept you, Michael. We accept you.
It'll never happen. You know what? It'll never happen. Oh, more games.
Yeah. Hey, hey, G-Man. G-Man feels our pain. He knows. He just feels like the Dolphins will get killed in Philly after. But G-Man, it's a little bit different vibe this year. G-Man was upset that the Dolphins lost to the Bills because he was, really hoping that this year's team was different. And then he saw that game and he just feels like, oh, it's the same old Dolphins. They're just not good enough to beat. He's a diehard Dolphin fan through and through, though. But he just wants them to make a statement against Philly. So I agree. I do believe we have to go in there. We have to definitely play better than what we played against the Bills. That's for sure, because that's going to be on national TV. You got to go out there and
which game?
The Philadelphia game in a couple of weeks. He's saying
man
is saying that we got to beat Philly to make a statement because the
one of 2 games of the year. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
there's only 2 important games.
Yeah, I mean,
when is our bye week?
The Chargers are a good team, and that's probably the most impressive one that I know. So some people are saying, "Oh, the Dolphins haven't really beat anyone," but hey, they played who's on their schedule, and we've beaten every team that's been on our schedule, and that's what we have to do.
Yeah, Chargers are 2-2. When they're 8-2, are they going to still be saying that?
I know that's what I'm saying. So I think the Chargers are a good team, and I do believe. The Giants, that's why you can never look at the schedule because last year the Giants were in the playoffs, won a playoff game, and then this year they're stinking. That's why when the strength of schedule comes out at the beginning, that's why I kind of just take it with a grain of salt. Because last year the Giants just won a playoff game, and then this week, we're double-digit favorites against them.
You know what else, Thirsty, I was thinking of earlier? I don't think the Chiefs have won a game by more than 7 this year.
Yeah, I know that. I know they didn't beat the Jets by much.
Are we all sitting here going, well, they need to prove they can beat the good teams or beat the bad teams by more than 7? And you know what I mean?
I know. Well, I guess the difference is because the Chiefs are coming off the Super Bowl.
Well, because they're proven. I get it. But what I'm saying is this season is this season. And what they can do on the field right now is demonstrated by what they're doing on the field right now.
Yeah.
Well, see, this is the thing.
Michael, I know Kelsey's been injured. I get it, this and that. But remember, Patrick Mahomes isn't supposed to need all that.
Yeah, well, Kelsey only got injured once, and he came right back in the game. Oh, no, Kelsey missed the game. You're right, Kelsey missed the game.
He missed the opening game when they lost. And now
that's right.
Well, what I'm getting at is when it comes to when it comes to the projections that I was talking about earlier, Kansas City's right there up there with us and the 49ers, not back with the Eagles, which means that regardless of them winning by not much every game against the bad opponents, for some reason the projections still have them like going deep and good chances to do everything. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And those projections aren't based on recency bias because they're only factoring in what's been laid on the turf this year.
Well, this is my thing. when it comes to the different teams and the matchups, you play who you play. And I just don't understand why people don't realize, guys, the schedule comes out in May. These teams know months in advance who they're facing. They should be, getting ready to game plan for those games. So it doesn't matter who you play, it is who you play, it's who you have. Like to compare one to the other, oh well, they had this or they didn't have that. To me, it's like really true, although maybe valid. They may not have had this key player or not, but at the end of the day, you're going 53 versus 53. You're not going 12 to 12 or 11 to 11.
Oh,
Offense, defense.
hey, on a lighter note, Miss Fins, are you going to be at Bowl Campers this week on Saturday?
Yeah, I'm doing all of fan club weekend. I'll be there from 3 to 7 when they're gonna be there.
I'm
Um,
planning on being
I'm,
there, so I hope I get to meet you in person. That'd be cool.
yeah. Trust me, it's hard to miss me. I usually have my chain on, and I'm usually by the booth with Stephen D. But yeah, well, I'm sure we'll be able to go ahead and connect. But
Yeah,
it's gonna be
You
super
gonna be at the
cool.
game? You gonna be at the game Thursday?
yeah,
Yep.
I'm going to be there too. Yep, I'll
Cool.
be there.
Are you gonna be there, Color?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay,
Nice.
cool. Hit me up in the DM. I'm going to be there with my 2 sons, or maybe my 1 son and my wife, because my other son's up in Gainesville and he's debating whether he wants. So my wife says he will go if he decides he can't make it for the weekend, but he would have to drive down Friday, hang out Saturday, and then drive back Monday after the game. So he
Yeah,
doesn't know
it's
if he'll come.
it's a all hands on deck shindig for the Finns tailgate. Capitan's coming down and everything. We should have most of our crew is going to be there this weekend.
Yeah, a lot of the Real Talk Fins Talk, the show I do, the other show, a
You
lot of
guys
their
are on the
guys.
east side of the east side parking lot, or
Well, no, I don't have a tail. I just go and I just walk around meeting different people. And
right?
Go
But
to
I mean, on the
East
east side or
12.
the west side?
East 12. Okay, you're on the East 12, Miss Fins.
You gotta go to East 12, East 22. That's where most of the tailgate is. And if you cross the street, you'll find an East 32 color and the Finch tailgate. I don't know why you guys don't come inside though.
Come inside
Color?
where?
Like come inside to where East 22 and East 30
Because
East 12 and
because we don't have an orange parking pass. There's like a 5-year waiting list.
Yeah,
but you don't
I
have to
know.
have a pass. You can get in front of somebody. I'm sure if you
Oh,
you
we
talk
all
to
come
people.
over there. We all come over there. Like, but this week, since most of the crew is going to be down, we're going to you know, break it down right there where we
Because
are,
it's
and
hard to get to
you know,
you guys, man. You gotta climb the little overpass. Because usually I like to just run through the street. Children do not do this.
So you're
But
not
it's
going to do
walled
play by
off.
yeah,
You
but
know.
play now.
that's right where we're at, Miss Finns, is right at the base of the bridge over
Yeah.
199. We're parked right there by the Porta
No,
Johns.
no, no. I know. I've come by. Remember, I was there last year, so I come by. I remember where you guys are at.
Like most people have to go through by us to get over the street, other than you're jaywalking. So
It is.
So is your network caller? Are you guys? He wants to know. Flavor J. He wants to know: are you guys going to do a play-by-play this week, or is that out since
I'm
everybody's
gonna
on?
try. I figure I'll probably sit in the middle of everybody. That way, I'm not bothering other fans by doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm certainly gonna give it a shot. I got a
Are
battery
you gonna be in
backup.
the
You
game?
know,
Are
what's
you
that?
going in the game?
Yeah.
All right, cool. What section are you guys in?
Up near Ali. We're like gonna be a row behind Ali, or ahead or
One
in front
what?
of
I mean,
Ali.
three what?
That's 342, I believe.
Okay, so you're fan side. Okay, you're kind of close to me. I'm 32, 132.
Oh, right. You're right where I usually, if I'm sitting in the lower section, I'm usually in 132 or 133
Yeah.
front row.
What about you, Dolphins, Thirsty?
I'm in 350 this week. 350.
Oh, I love 350. That's one of my favorite sections. That I like 348, 349, 350 used to be where I used to sit. I love that section. So I feel like you can
Yeah,
Yeah,
see it.
that's
I
right.
mean,
That's right about
you get
I've
midfield,
been there
ain't it?
many times, and like I said, but I used to have season tickets, and then I had to give them up for some health reasons. Then by the time I got healthy, season tickets were hard to get. It was never hard to get back in the day. It's
Mhm.
crazy. It's crazy, but it's not too bad. I pick up the games that are affordable, easier to go to. I'm not paying no $200 to come on Christmas Eve to see the Cowboy game. All those Cowboy fans or whoever driving those ticket prices way out of the.
Well,
oh, they're
I
ridiculous.
bought mine for Dallas, so hopefully there won't be too many Dallas fans there.
Do I have
Yeah.
tickets to
Or maybe they
Dallas?
would
Let me.
keep on
Oh,
stinking up like they stinked up against the 49ers and some of them would try to dump their tickets. That'd be nice.
hopefully that will be perfect for us. I mean, I know for sure I'll be at fan club weekend. I'll be at the Jets game, and I'll be at the Bills game. I don't have tickets yet to the Dallas game, Tennessee or Las Vegas. So
Yeah, they're all over $200 a pop right now on all the outlets, but we'll see if they come down
yeah,
some. We'll see. But anyway,
we'll see.
hopefully it's almost time for me to wrap up the shows. And Miss Finns, obviously your name says it all, but where can they find you here on YouTube if they haven't found you
Honestly,
already?
first of all, before I get to that, I need everybody to do me a favor. Hit that like button for me. The YouTube algorithm is a real thing, guys, and to support it's free. So let's hit the like button. Let's get Dolphins Thirsty to 1,000 subscriber. Trust me, the feeling's awesome, guys, and it's great. So let's give him this awesome feeling to get over a
Yeah,
1,000
shoot for
subscribers.
500 first. I'm
So
over 400 now. So let's shoot for that 500 and then shoot for the 1,000. But I
no,
like
we're
Miss
shooting for
Finn.
1,000.
She
You
thinks
you
big. Miss
shoot for
Finn thinks
1,000.
big. Yep. Thank you, Miss Finns. And Michael K dropped out. Thank you, Michael K. Even though you don't
Thank you
agree
for
with
coming,
us on
Michael
most
K.
stuff. Yeah. And
But yeah, you can find Miss Fins all social media, MISSPHINS, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern, Wednesday night tonight. Catch myself and my co-host, Mr. Color Commentary, on League Wide Wednesdays at 8 p.m. tonight, where we go over all of our pick'ems and all our reaction and also our impactful players. It's a lot of fun. So check Miss Fins out, like, subscribe, share. Let's support Dolphins Thirsty and let's get them up to here to 1,000 subscribers,
well,
guys.
thank you, Miss
Let's
Finns.
get
I
it
love it.
and things
Thank you
up,
so much. And
of
Color,
course.
I think most people know, like once again, like they knew where to find me, but where can they find you on a regular basis when you're not joining
regular
on the Miss Finns?
regular basis over at the Finns Tailgate, TFTG. You can hit all of us up on our website, tftgnetwork.com. That's how you can get to everything we do. And also you will know me as Color Commentary. And I usually am going in some capacity there over at the Finns Tailgate every day. You
Oh,
can
you're
hit
always
up.
on, Color. You are
You can
always on
follow.
that.
Yep, you can follow me on Twitter at ColorCom, and yeah, I'll probably be doing a show this afternoon. I really want to dive into these projections that I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, no, it sounds like you were crunching the numbers. I love it. You
Yeah,
always
and the thing of it is they are just projections, but at the same time, I want to illustrate some differences that I've seen from over past years, and try to help us all as a fan base feel encouraged by what we're seeing right now. You know what I mean? Because I think, look, it all could change with one loss. I get it.
yeah.
But right now, we're sitting atop, and I think that we do belong there. We just need to
Oh,
put
we
it
do. We
together
just
and
hold
prove it.
on to it, and we're in control of our own destiny. Let's just hold
Yep,
on to it
it is
and
our
not look
bag to
back.
lose.
You win the games you're supposed to win, and then, like you said, Kohler, get a couple of those that people don't think we're going to win, and we're in good shape.
Hmm.
So, and that's why.
Yep. So
And it's
appreciate it.
funny.
Appreciate the work you do as well. And like Miss Finn said, the easiest way to help Thirsty out is to hit the like button and share this video out. Subscribe
Yeah,
to his channel, and yeah, because the guy puts in a lot of work, and it's the algorithm, the liking will let people know he exists. It's really a simple matter of people not knowing he's going right now. So
thank
help
you
him
so
out,
much,
like
guys.
it, let the algorithm know, get this guy's channel in front of more eyes.
Thank you very much. You guys say it better than I can say it. And Shake Money, speaking of your network there, the Fins Tailgate is in the house, and he'll be at the game. Hopefully, Shake Money will be at Bo Kemper's too. I always find it's easier to meet people in that situation than on game day when everything's going a million miles per hour. So
Quick question.
it's awesome.
Quick question.
Hey, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to ask. Color, are you going to our fan club Saturday night or no?
Oh no, I have no energy for all that kind of stuff these days.
It's no, you don't even gotta go for a lot, but come on, man, it's gonna be so much fun.
Hey, believe me, Kohler, I had health issues too, so I understand. But I'm going by this for a little because it's actually a time. I got a dog. I just did the custom ink commercials you always see. I actually got one of their commercials, and I did a Dolphin Thirsty shirt I'm going to wear Saturday night.
Oh, nice.
Promote my Dolphin Thirsty.
Offline, I gotta ask you a question about that. But
all right.
I appreciate that, Dolphin Thirsty. Anyways, guys, hit that like button, share, subscribe.
Yeah.
To Dolphin Thirsty.
Yeah, thank you guys. Fins up to all you guys. It's been fun, and man, it's really cool having you guys join, man. I'm honored. Fins up, guys. Like they say, hit that thumbs up for me. Thank you so much. Later, guys.
Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, man, he knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty.